Following Vince McMahon's failed attempts to use Wade Barrett to shave Daniel Bryan, the match on SmackDown, Wade Barrett demands a rematch against Daniel Bryan on Raw, which Brad Maddox, the special referee, decides to screw Daniel Bryan, giving Wade Barrett a fast count. Okay, I didn't really care about this. Yes, it was good to start with a match that I guess made sense if you look at the build, but there was more to come from this later in the night. Even though Damian Sandow's new Money in the Bank briefcase looks a lot like a giant book, it's the briefcase that cost Sandow the match, as Cody Rhodes was trying to uncuff it from the ringside. Randy Orton gives Damian Sandow an RKO for the 1-2-3. Well, I guess it's keeping Damian Sandow against main eventers, while at the same time using commentator Cody Rhodes to add more to the match happening at SummerSlam. Come SummerSlam, I'm thinking this could go down the way of Damian Sandow proving how he is the superior one, or the one that the WWE want to be pushing first. So at SummerSlam, I expect Damian Sandow to win. Who do you guys think is going to win between Damian Sandow and Cody Rhodes? When it comes to SummerSlam, one of the big pay-per-views of the year, you'd expect the interest in matches, championship and feuds to be there. But with this year's, the Intercontinental, the United States and the tag team didn't get enough time to give us that. But at the same time, I'm glad the WWE have came up ways to give us these matches we want to see at SummerSlam. With a backstage segment between the Shield, a 21-man battle royal was hyped, and Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns challenging any two guys to prove that they're anywhere in the Shield's league. Well, when it comes to Raw, we had Carly and Natalya versus Langston and AJ. And I'm sorry the WWE did something wrong here, because the tag team of Natalya and Carly end up picking the win. It's only a temporary thing, but when the WWE does a mistake like this, or what seems to be a mistake, it doesn't really look good for the two athletes, wrestlers, who actually do have an involvement at the upcoming pay-per-view. But, I'm still waiting for the release of Carly and for Natalya to actually become a diva again. So Brad Maddox wanted to make it up to Vince McMahon for the fast count in the opening match, so he decides he wants to be the special referee for the match between John Cena and Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam. This quickly changes because Triple H comes out, pedigrees Brad Maddox. Oh, I love that part. Brad Maddox, I'm not really a fan of you. You didn't work as a ref really, a wrestler, a GM. Still early days, but I'm not entertained. So to see you acting all smuck only to get pedigreed, that was entertaining. But for Triple H then to announce himself as the special referee, I really don't think any special referee is needed for this championship match. You've got John Cena, the WWE's top dog. You've got Daniel Bryan, the fan favourite. I don't think you need to add anything to this match. Just let them go out there and fight their own wrestling styles. So to go with the Sandow and Cody feud that was hyped up during Raw, another match I'm looking forward to, which was also hyped up in Raw, was the Kane and the Bray Wyatt match. Because after Kane defeats Titus O'Neil, we get to the Wyatt family coming out to Kane, only for Kane to use his own mind games and appear on the ramp. So even though the go home show didn't really offer much to this feud. The fact that WWE have concentrated on these two wrestlers over the last few weeks, I'm interested in this match. I want to see the whole fire aspect happening and how the WWE are going to continue the Follow the Buzzards Kane storyline after SummerSlam. Prediction wise, if they're serious about bringing the Kane monster gimmick back again, Kane should win. If it was just a tease to make it look like a competitive match for Bray, I think Bray should win to push him along the line to whatever his future plans are. Was it just me, or did it look like Kofi Kingston, boom, 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 had a chance to beat our World Heavyweight Champion, Alberto Del Rio? And maybe not everyone likes Kofi Kingston, but he's a good performer in the ring, and the way he almost defeated Del Rio here makes me believe that he could go on to almost defeat or actually defeat other wrestlers. I thought Kofi's performance tonight, both in this match and a later match, was good to watch, entertaining. But in the end, we have Del Rio obviously picking up the win, ready for his match against Christian, which, to be honest, I don't want Christian in the world title picture or as our champion, but the match is happening for one more match, which Del Rio's going to win to push Del Rio back onto Ziggler eventually, unless the WWE have any other plan for Del Rio. I would have thought the Usos defeating the Real Americans, which they're really not going anywhere. Making them to a tag team, yes, it's gave the WWE another tag team, but they're not winning. They're not looking that great as a tag team. It's still Zeb Coulter that's making both wrestlers mean a single thing right now. But the Usos winning didn't really mean a number one contendership at SummerSlam, because it looks like later on another match is probably been teased, unless we get a 6-man tag. Even though the mic work between Daniel Bryan and I guess John Cena was really good tonight, my biggest problems with it was too long. They didn't really talk about SummerSlam. Majority of the promo was talking about what they've already said to each other on past shows, just in more detail and a few more insults. It only started to get more heated and more entertaining when Daniel Bryan started to get aggressive, when he started to say that John Cena's only there for the fame. He's not there for the wrestling like Daniel Bryan is. He's not a real wrestler. And when John Cena tries to fight back, he says how he's beat everyone and how he's the champion and what a wrestler does and what a wrestler doesn't do. And Daniel Bryan says, so what you're saying is that the wrestlers you beat are better than me. And someone in the audience shouts out, they are, straight away. A bit insultive, but I don't know. I just gradually found it a bit boring because they started to talk about respect again. There was only a few SummerSlam mentions, and just when they're about to fight, out comes Triple H, only to quickly get interrupted by Orton. Neither men who came down did a thing. But I guess for the last show, you've got the 4 wrestlers who have their involvement at SummerSlam in one segment. But the question is, people, what do you think? Who do you think is going to win out of John Cena, Daniel Bryan, and Randy Orton, if you want to throw him in there? From what I saw, the entertaining dancing R-Truth defeated Fandango in a dance-off fight-off. No real SummerSlam stuff going on there. For the entertainment purposes, maybe. But Fandango, WWE, I'm going to be really interested to see if or what filler you've got happening at SummerSlam if our United States champion, another Shield member, is being put onto the pre-show, the kickoff to SummerSlam, instead of on the card. Because after Rob Van Dam eliminates Mark Henry in the final of the 20-man Battle Royal, we're getting Rob Van Dam versus Dean Ambrose at the kickoff pre-show. Okay, it's a good choice there, even though for weeks beforehand you had been teasing a Mark Henry, Dean Ambrose feud, and Usos and Shield feud. But I guess giving RVD a SummerSlam match is a good choice. It's just not with what you were teasing. But not a bad match. It gave us what we needed, which was a United States Championship match, even though I don't think it was at the right place, the pre-show more than the actual card. But after the match, the Shield come down to attack RVD and Mark Henry after Mark Henry shows RVD some respect. Why WWE when Mark Henry is a bloody heel? But just as they surround the ring, out comes the returning Big Show. So scrap the Usos defeating the Real Americans earlier in the night. We may be getting either Mark Henry and the Big Show versus the Shield, or like I said earlier, the 6-man tag. Brock Lesnar's words in a video package, very nicely done. The tease of the feud as it grew, very nicely done. But the WWE gave us too much CM Punk and Paul Heyman for it to have worked 100% for me. The pay-per-view match is going to be great. I'm torn on who's going to win, but I still see the CM Punk and Paul Heyman as the dominating thing in this feud. But the main event comes around, and Paul Heyman reveals that this was a setup. And instead of it being Paul Heyman versus CM Punk, it's a handicap match. CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar, who happens to be there on the Go Home show. Well done, WWE. And Paul Heyman. Clever CM Punk had his own plan. He attacks Brock Lesnar as a cameraman. Very nicely done. Takes out Lesnar, chases Paul Heyman, and takes out Curtis Axel. So even though Brock Lesnar could / should have done more in this, for the Go Home show, I think you've had the great mind of Paul Heyman there, the appearance of Brock Lesnar, and the guy CM Punk, the challenger of Brock Lesnar, looking strong. It's just a shame Curtis Axel is not going to be a part of this or SummerSlam. But a good finish, I think. I wanted more from Brock Lesnar in this build-up, but I'm going to look forward to the match. People, please share your thoughts on the finish. Please share your thoughts on Monday Night Raw. For SummerSlam, eventually it did what was needed. A bit rushed for some of the matches that should have been hyped up beforehand. But overall, SummerSlam is this Sunday. Tune in for it, guys. Enjoy it. And from me, NJ, who is the awesome one,